Oh. Great, thank you. Okay, let's go. Let's continue with the Master YongHua's chant instructions.
他年轻的时候啊，就愿意修行，也非常的聪明。他的父亲是毕宾国的国王。
When he was young, he liked cultivating. He was also very smart. His grandfather was the king of Bibing. He was very virtuous.
So, 在这个毕宾国呢，这个地方呢，这个很相信。
Okay, stop. I know. Go. Do the English.
So people of Bibing really believed in his grandfather.
Their grandfather, do you know what he's referring to? This is a cultivator, a monk called Guna Varman. And when he was young, he liked cultivating. So this tells you immediately that in prior life, he cultivated already. So that's why he enjoyed the bliss from cultivation. So that joy is very strong. So that's why he wants to cultivate again. Okay, that's typical of many of us. He's also very smart. I mean, he has many blessings. His grandfather was king of Bibin, who was very virtuous. So this grandfather... Oh, he's referring to the grandfather now, who was Bibin, king of Bibin. Okay, and the grandfather is very virtuous. Okay, I got it. Okay, and the people of Bibin believe in his grandfather. Okay, continue.
他祖父的名字呢，就叫厄里巴托。厄里巴托。 翻译过来就叫狮子贤。
His grandfather's name was Hari Varman, meaning lion worthy.
他的父亲，没有做皇帝，因为他的祖父太刚直。
His father was not a king because his grandfather was too upright and rigid.
那么就被其他人呢给赶走了，不做皇帝。所以他 父亲呢也没有做皇帝。
The others drove him away, and he was not a king anymore. Therefore, his father was not a king either.
他父亲呢就僧伽沃南，翻译过来呢就是叫众喜，大家都很欢喜。
His father's name was Sangha Ananda, which translates into everybody joyous, means everybody rejoices.
他这个父亲，就在这个山里边呢修行，所以这个功德凯他生下来也就欢喜。到他年。
Because his father cultivated in the mountain, Gongde Kai was born liking cultivation.
年14岁的时候，他母亲呢就想吃这个在山上打这个野兽的肉。
When he was 14 years old, his mom wanted to eat flesh of beasts in the mountain.
他对他母亲呢就说：“他说呀，所有的众生都欢喜生，不欢喜死。” 都好生恶死。
He told his mom, he said, all living beings like to live. They don't want to die. They all love living and hate death.
那么你要吃这个野兽的肉，没有慈悲心，伤害自己的慈悲心。
If you want to eat the flesh of beasts, you don't have a compassionate mind. You're damaging your own compassionate mind.
并且还造这种杀业，这是不很好的一件事。他母亲听他这么一讲呢，就发大脾气。
Additionally, this is creating killing karma, which is not a very good thing. When his mom heard this, she lost her temper and said,
说你不去帮我打猎，找这个野兽的肉回来吃，你还这么多的话讲。
Not only you don't go hunting for me to bring me flesh of beasts to eat, but you also have so much to say.
Gave me a speech. So much to say.
You also gave me a speech.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay. It's Chinglish, Chinese English.
假设就是有罪的话，我吃这个肉也是我的罪。
If there is any offense, it is my offense to eat the meat, to eat this meat.
是我的事 is not 我的罪 right? Chinese the tape says 是我的事 okay? 我吃这个肉就是我的事 It's not 罪
Right.
She has no concept of 罪 She only has a concept of 事 So she says, I don't know, 最有事.
We can play back again.
有罪的话，我吃这个肉也是我的罪。
Oh, so 罪. Okay, fine, no problem. We'll take it back. Continue.
你们有什么关系呀？我可以替你代替你受罪呀。
It has nothing to do with you. I can take the punishment in your place.
讲话，被他妈大骂了一顿，8大。
Guna Varman didn't say anything. He was scolded badly by his mom.
Gave me a good scolding. It's okay. Continue. We not.
骂了一顿，但他也没有去打这个野兽的肉，没有去打。
She lost her temper, scolded him, but he didn't go hunting for the beast's flesh. He didn't go hunting.
Go ahead, Joe Conk. It's not a beast's flesh. It's the animals in the wild. The beasts, they don't taste very good. I know you don't care, but I would not go to a restaurant and serve the beast's flesh. Go ahead, Conk.
네, 단톡방에 올라온 임묘님 질문입니다. 질문 있습니다. 다른 사람을 치료해주거나 다른 여러 도움을 주고 선행을 하는 것은 그 사람의 업장에 간섭을 하는 것이기 때문에 그 사람의 업장으로부터 같이 공격을 받고 그 대가를 치러야 하므로 위험한 일은 하지 말라고 영화 스님이 가르쳐 주신 걸로 이해했습니다. 제가 궁금한 점은 불교에서는 다른 사람을 돕고 선행을 함으로써 복을 지어야 한다고도 배웠는데 그러면 왜 그 복의 힘으로 선행을 하는 사람은 보호를 받지 못합니까? 다른 사람을 도움으로써 지은 선행에 대한 복은 어디로 간 것입니까? 감사합니다.
This question is from Inmyo. If we heal people or we help people, we are doing good, then we are intervening their obstruction. So we got attacked from that obstruction, and we.
Could you increase the volume, please? She sounds so timid. I don't dare ask her.
This question is from Inmyo. If we heal people, if we help people, if we are doing good, we are intervening their obstruction. So we got attacked from that obstruction. We have to pay the price. So as I understand that Master told us, do not do a dangerous thing. So I'm wondering, in Buddhism, we have to help people, we have to doing good, and we have to create blessings. But why we cannot be protected by that blessing? If we help people, where those blessings go?
Okay, one more time. That's rehearse your pronunciation.
If we heal people, if we help people,
Heal people.
Heal
No, hear people. We hear people. That's here. We heal people. That's something else.
okay,
Okay.
heal people, and we help people, and we doing good, then that is the intervening their obstruction.
Okay. So we're meddling.
Yes, we are meddling.
Yes.
So we got attacked. We have to pay the price. So we should not do those things. But I think in Buddhism, I learned that we have to help people, and we have to doing good, and we have to create blessings. Then how come we cannot get protected by those blessings?
Okay, very good. That's a good question. Ray, go ahead and answer
좋은
her.
질문입니다. 답을 해주세요.
Oh. Okay. I think it's very hard for me to
생각에
answer.
Okay, don't be so timid.
Okay.
Okay.
Enunciate. Talk like a real Chinaman.
Okay. All right. Yes, Master. I'm gonna talk like a confused Chinaman. I think the blessing that you create from helping people, it doesn't like materialize instantaneously. So it's we always use the metaphor of a seed sprouting. So when you help people, it's like you plant a seed. The seed, when it sprouts, will bring you good things, but like you cannot expect the seed to immediately sprout the moment you plant it. So you are doing good things, but the blessing may not kick in immediately to protect you from the karma that comes from like doing good things.
Very good. Very logical. Anyone else who would like to add to it? Okay. So, Jewel Conk and YouTube has questions. Are they related or are they different?
Different.
Different. Okay. Basically, when you're practicing, we teaching, here's what happens to us. We're teaching you a lot of tools, a lot of things to defend yourself. It's for self-defense. It's not meant for you to go and meddle into other people's affairs because you don't have enough wisdom to know when not to meddle, when to meddle. And when you meddle, you are not capable of defending yourself yet. So that's why all the training we give you, whether it's Chan, whether it's mantras and so forth, the instructions are do not meddle. You only practice this for yourself. That's it. And if you go ahead and meddle, then it's your business. It's no longer mine. Okay? Don't come to me and cry, how come I meddle and I get in trouble? And because they get upset. You are not supposed to meddle. You're not supposed to intervene in other people's affairs. Again, primarily because number one, you don't have enough blessings or wisdom. Number two, you don't have enough skills to defend yourself when someone else who's stronger than you will get upset at you. So that's why you're not supposed to meddle. That's all. So if you meddle, you eventually will get in trouble because eventually you find someone who's stronger than you, some ghosts, some demons who's stronger than you, and will give you a lot of grief, give you a lot of trouble. So that's why when you meet such people, then you'll be in trouble. You won't be able to cultivate. You cannot defend yourself. So that's why right now, at the early stages of cultivation, don't meddle. That's all. Okay? Don't ask, how come I do a good thing, I'm not rewarded, I'm not protected? I warned you already. Don't meddle. Don't ask why. You like to meddle? Go ahead and meddle, and you will get in trouble. And I told you so. Okay, that's all. You create your own rules and say, how come I'm metal and I should be protected? Who said you'll be protected? All right, you two, go ahead.
From Jane, 野兽的肉, she said it's beast's flesh is a poor translation. Game meat would be better.
That's right. I was looking for it as well. I was Googling it. Game meat is what, thank you, for to hunt for game meat, not the beast's flesh. Beast's flesh is Canadian Chinese. I mean, Canadian Chinese English. So it's a game meat. You know why they call game meat? Why game meat is better than most regular meat we eat? Because game meat is very low in fat. They fed on the natural grasses, no chemicals, no growth hormones and so forth. Usually game meat are very, very good. Okay. So that's why that lady, the mother, she says, oh, I live in the mountain. I have a lot of game meat I could try. So go get some for me. The woman knows how to live. Okay? But the boy at a young age, he says, no way, mommy. Okay? Jewel Kong.
네, 질문이 총 2개 있습니다. 하나는 혜순 선생님으로부터 받은 질문입니다. 3대 종지, 동사, 아사, 궁사가 다 물질이 없어서 기대는 일인데 미흡한 중생이 볼 때는 구분이 안 가는데 속 깊은 다른 뜻이 있는지요? 또 가족인 아들에게 기대는 것도 안 되는 것인지요? 뒤에 거는 이따가 할게요.
This question is from Haesun. We have 3 principles, and then I cannot differentiate among them. Could you explain more about 3 principles? And should I not rely on my family, my son?
Oh, rely on your son. That's a good thing. Okay, that should give you peace of mind. There are 3 principles. First principle is that 动词半圆, you freeze to death and you don't climb on conditions. Climbing condition meaning that someone is helping you, someone has likes you, has been helping you. And to climb a condition means that you take advantage of that situation and ask for more. Okay, in particular, back then, you know, on the Maitreya Bodhisattva, Master YongHua said Maitreya Bodhisattva and Shakyamuni Buddha was co-cultivator. They were cultivating together a long, long time ago. And Maitreya Bodhisattva liked to frequent the rich people. So he would go to the parties of the governors, the kings and the queens and the dukes and the earls and the barons and so forth. And whereas Shakyamuni Buddha says, no, I'm going to cultivate by myself. I don't go to rich people. So Maitreya said, well, I go to rich people. I need to save them. And they can do a lot for us. They can give us access. They can give us a lot of support, financial support, open a lot of doors and so forth for us. So it's good for Buddhism. So Maitreya continued to go to frequent the rich people, the powerful people, and that's called climbing on conditions. Because when you go to these people, you can have a lot of opportunities to ask them for favors. Okay, they have so much to offer if you just are nice to them. They're people too. All they ask for from you is you're nice to them. Okay. And so Maitreya did that, and Shakyamuni Buddha says, no, I will not climb on conditions, so he stayed by himself and cultivated, avoided rich people. Not that all rich people are bad, but it's just the mindset of you seizing on opportunities, especially for people who are favorably predisposed towards you. That's called the mind that climbs on conditions. In particular, for left-home people, we have a lot of devoted disciples, and they come, they drive for us, they cook for us, and they give us money, they give us clothing, and so forth. And to climb a condition for us would be like, the disciple A gave me a rope. Disciple B also gives you a rope. So I tell you what, hey, disciples A and B, why don't you combine together and give me a better rope? Because I know A is cheap, B is also cheap, but the two cheap people together would be a nice rope for me. Okay, and that's called climbing on conditions. By the way, boys and girls, especially Sanghans, that's illegal, that's forbidden in our world. Okay? So we have specific, because that's a very commonplace for left-home people to do. It says, because these people don't understand my standards for clothes. The fabric has got to be nice and shiny and thick. It cannot be cheap. Yuck. So that's called climbing condition. That happens to a lot of the left-home people, for us in particular, because people really are impressed with us, and therefore we tend to seize the opportunity and ask them for more favors, not flavors, flavors too, favors and flavors. Okay, so monks and nuns, I don't have time. I haven't had time to teach you about precepts, but that's illegal. That's forbidden in our world to ask for better clothing, ask for A and B to combine their offerings to buy nicer things and so forth. Okay, it's verboten. It's forbidden. We can't do that because that's our tendency is to function that way. So Master YongHua says, do not climb on conditions, meaning that, you have it good and you can make it better by seizing the opportunity and ask people for more. And actually, our disciples, they'd love to. They love to hear us ask for more, okay? And we ask for more, we get it. We ask for more, they get even more. And soon, they run out of their capacity. They can only afford so much to help us out, okay? And now, when you keep on doing that, they eventually get fed up with us and get disappointed that we constantly climbing conditions, and in particular, third parties observe that and they say, wow, these monks and nuns are so greedy. They talk about being left-home people, living a home life, and yet they practice greed. They're not trying to get rid of the three poisons, greed, anger, and stupidity at all. So these are no good. So it's bad for us. Okay. So Master YongHua says, when people are nice to us, when things are good for us, do not take advantage of those people. Okay. Don't climb on conditions. Okay. So that's why I teach my nuns and monks. Nuns more than monks. My monks are pretty good. That's why I name the abbots. Nuns, they do climb on conditions. Okay, it's sad. Stop it, girls. Okay, don't do that, please. Okay, so that's climate conditions. What does it have to do with lay people? Lay people too. It's that the greed you have a good something good going, you ask for more. That's also climbing on condition. You frequent people who are favorably predisposed towards you, your relatives, your friends, so forth, and hoping to get more out of them, out of your friendship or out of your relationship. That's also called climbing on conditions for lay people. So don't take advantage of others. Okay? That's number one. Number two, when you're hungry and you're dying of hunger, you will not beg for food. The monks and nuns in particular, during the Buddhist time, we fundamentally don't cook for ourselves. We are forbidden to cook for ourselves. And so typically monks and nuns in the Buddhist time will go out and beg for food, because then we allow lay people a chance to plant the blessings. Okay? Not until the system went to China that the Chinese Chan patriarchs changed the system, and they used an experience that no more begging for food. We will stay in the temple and cook for ourselves. If nothing to cook, then we plant things to cook for ourselves. If we have nothing to eat, we die. That's okay. Okay, but we're not going to go beg for food, regardless. And that's what Master YongHua did in San Francisco, long time ago. Okay, so he lived through that. Okay, they were hungry for a long time. He and his disciples were very, very hungry. Okay, because they didn't have enough food to eat. But they didn't beg for food. They didn't tell anyone at all. Okay, actually they had some money left, but not enough for themselves. So they saved the money so that they can buy food to give to lay people on weekends. The ones who came to their temples on the weekend have food to eat, but they didn't eat, and no one knew. Okay, it's very remarkable that I'm impressed by that, his own disciples, who at that time the kung fu was very low, and yet they didn't beg for help, didn't ask for help. Okay, those are very special people. I don't know what happened to them. Love to have them, such people. Okay, so what do we do? Again, the concept here, as I see it, is that when you cultivate, you shouldn't ask for favors from others. When we cultivate, we need food to eat. That's all we require to cultivate. You don't need food to eat. We don't need a place to stay, really. You can stay in the trees. You can stay in a corner. You can stay whatever. But the food to eat is what we need in terms of energy to get going, to continue our cultivation. And yet, when we have no food, the cultivators don't ask for anything. Okay? Think about it. Our sole purpose as Sanghas is to cultivate. And yet, when we don't have enough food to eat in order to cultivate, we don't say anything. We die of starvation, we die. Okay? That is cultivation. We just cultivate. And if we don't have the condition to cultivate, so we die. Can't be more glorious than that. Okay? On the other hand, the flip side of it is that when you cultivate, there's a world called Dharma protectors. Dharma protectors are the people who are assisting us in our cultivation, whether it's lay people like you, very special people like you, I might add, or invisible beings. Okay? You know, like behind me, behind me is no Weito. But Weito, Bodhisattva, is supposed to protect us. Okay? And a lot of invisible beings are helping us cultivate. So we don't have to worry about it. If we have enough blessings, then we'll be okay. We don't have enough blessings, so be it. We die. That's a virtuous thing to do. Shows character, reveals moral fortitude. We don't bend. We don't worry about ourselves. Those are pure cultivators. Master YongHua brought to the extreme where he didn't beg, he didn't ask for any help, and he never did anything for himself. That's Wu not beg for anything. Okay? And that's him. Standards very, very high. Okay? So if you worry about it, then plant a lot of blessings. Help other people cultivate first. When it's time for you to cultivate, others will help you. You're worried about it, okay? But when you cultivate, don't ask. Even when you're starving. Don't ask for the means for you to cultivate. Don't ask for a temple. Don't ask for a car. Don't ask for food. Don't ask people to not go to concerts and save money to give you. That I don't like. Is that clear? I don't care what your motivations are. Don't beg. Don't ask. Okay? And that's true cultivation. Number 3, 动舍. 动舍, 补, 久远. When you're freezing to death, you don't seek. Meaning that, for us cultivators, right now it's pretty hot in the Bay Area. It's 90 degrees. San Francisco is still 60 degrees. Colder than hell, okay? But when it's freezing and we don't have enough clothes to wear, and therefore we can't cultivate anymore. We're gonna freeze to death. We still do not seek anything. We don't seek clothing. We don't need to seek fire. We don't need to seek help. Okay, in order to cope with our cold, otherwise we'll freeze to death. We don't seek anything whatsoever. With death so imminent, we still don't seek anything. So we prepare to die just for the sake of cultivation. Okay, so that's the final test. Meaning that you're going to die of cold, okay? All you have to do is reach out and ask your mom, ask your son for some clothes. And your family would definitely be so glad that you called. You still don't call. Okay? And that's pure. That's purity. That's what happens. So those are the 3, okay? Do not climb on conditions. Do not beg when you're hungry. Do not beg for anything. Okay? And when you freeze to death, you don't seek anything. Okay? You don't seek at all. Whether you're freezing or you're not, you still don't seek. That's what sticks in my mind, these 3 principles. Okay? Those are the marks of the behavior of great men. He's the only man I know of who's like that. Only man. Okay, and that's why he's such a great man. He's way, way up there. Okay, even among the patriarchs, he's way, way up there. All right, so should we depend on your son? Of course you should depend on your son. You're different. You're not a monk. But the difference between you and us is that we are, these are standards for us, cultivators. For you, lay people, you should cultivate to the best of your abilities. But when you become a monk and nun, these are the standards we try to measure ourselves against. That's all. If you lay people and you can do that, great for you. Okay? So for me personally, I hold my monks and nuns to high standards of these 3 principles, whereas lay people, I'm not as rigorous, as demanding. So for me, if you depend on your son, you depend on your family for your cultivation, for your support, that's perfectly okay. Because you're a lay person. You're not like us. We are doing this in order to open our wisdom very, very quickly so that we can do more work. We can have more impact for society. We can help a lot more people. This is our purpose. So this is a special Dharma for our people, for our Sangha in particular. If you're a lay person, you can do this purely, then you will become enlightened yourself. Okay? But this is a very special consideration, very special Dharma for, in particular, the monks and nuns. All right, YouTube.
From Go Force Daniel, Master, if you could please answer a curiosity I've had. I know my level is lower even than people who don't cultivate, but for some reason today, I feel a very nice flow of qi and my mind feels more lucid. The question is, do non-cultivators also feel the pleasures of qi flow, or does that come from doing cultivation activities?
Yeah, everyone can experience that. Congratulations. It's a nice feeling, isn't it? Yeah, that's what happens. When you cultivate, you don't know when it's going to happen, when you're going to improve. When you improve, meaning improvement to us is very specific, your samadhi level increases. When your samadhi level increases, you experience what you just described. Okay, it's a nice thing, and that's our reward. And that makes us appreciate cultivation and like cultivation more. Just like this young boy here, he likes to cultivate. It's not because his father cultivated, it's because he crossed his legs, he meditated, and he entered samadhi and he liked it. Okay? That's why we teach Chan. That's why our people like practicing Chan with us, because they follow the instructions. They enter samadhi and they love it. Okay? So congratulations. You keep at it. You create blessings. You help out. And eventually, it could enter samadhi while walking, while sitting, while meditating, while sleeping, while being scolded, while watching the NBA finals. You know, hey, it could happen any moment. You don't worry about it. Just follow instructions. Okay, Daniel? Don't try to understand too much. Just create more blessings. That's your instructions. Jewel Conk. I need to stress that. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how skilled you are. You need more blessings. That's my recommendations. Create more blessings. Don't ever assume you have enough blessings. Okay, the more blessings you have, the better off you're going to be. How are you going to be better off? You create more blessings and you listen to the Dharma. I know some people, especially these Chis, are very, very special times for them. I see the people who follow us religiously every day, whether it's live or maybe after hours. They replay the YouTube videos and so forth, while they're driving, while they're relaxing, whatever, it doesn't matter. We used to have, before the COVID here, we used to have like at a small temple in Lu Mountain Temple during the Qi 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we have like 40, 50 people for a tiny, tiny temple every night. People loved it. Okay. And so you again, you create blessings and you listen to the Dharma. That's all you have to do. You don't worry about anything. Go ahead, Kong. Sorry to interrupt you.
네, 단톡방에 올라온 입강님 질문입니다. 우울과 무기력의 원인은 무엇인가요? 이것에서 벗어나기 위한 방법이 있다면 알려주세요.
This question from Ikgang. What is the cause of depression and how can I get out of it?
Okay, depression.
우울,
Yes? Is that it? Hey, shorty.
yes.
Okay, very good. You started saying something.
I translate in Korea.
Excuse me.
I'm translating in Korean while you are talking.
Excuse me. Yeah. I may you call shorty, but I have total respect for you. Okay, now, what is the cause of depression? Okay, this is for all of you, doctors and therapists and friends, and people who are depressed, people who are recovering from depression, people who have overcome depression. I'm asking you, please help, because depression is such an epidemic. Cannot call it pandemic, but it's really epidemic. Most people I met are depressed. Depression has many levels. Of course, this level is that you feel like killing yourself. Okay, so if you're among those people who have thoughts killing yourself and are about to kill yourself, you need to call the suicide hotline. You need to talk to the therapist, talk to the professionals because you need help. Please do that. Do not do stupid things. Your life is precious, and you're here for a reason. You're here for very important reasons. Do not waste your life, please. Okay? Ask for help from the professionals. They will prescribe to you medication. Okay? It's a good idea. Okay? To help you doing something stupid to yourself. Okay? Why are you doing something stupid to yourself? Because you are under the influence of something we call loosely depression ghost, if you will. The depression ghost plant depression thoughts that makes you feel bad, makes you feel sad, makes you feel desperate, and makes you suffer a lot. And the final thought is that, kill yourself, put an end to this. Okay? The end is just right there. Jump off the bridge, step into a bus, step up the platform on the metro. Okay? And those are not your thoughts. But they're so strong, they're so compelling that you do something stupid like that. So when you have such thoughts and you feel compelled to execute those thoughts of self-harming, please get some help from pros, from your doctor, from your therapist, okay? They are there to help you. If you cannot get there, call the suicide prevention lines. I'm sure they're there in the U.S. I'm sure there's similar services throughout the world because depression is so pervasive. And they afflicts the Americans, afflicts the young Koreans, afflicts the young Japanese, afflicts the Vietnamese, afflicts everyone, afflicts Europeans, afflicts Russians, afflicts Ukrainians, everyone. No one is spared. So please get help, okay? So depression is caused by these invisible beings that plant thoughts in your mind. So the coarsest level is they plant thoughts of self-harming in you, and you act upon them. So if you are among those people, again, I stress, get help. Number two, if you're not among those people who have constant thoughts of depression, you don't feel like getting up out of bed in the morning, you feel so morose. The French have a word called j'ai le cafard, I'm depressed, I'm a mild depression, all those things. Okay, again, those are from the thoughts planted by the ghost of depression in you. Okay, let me give you a tip. Even though it's not as serious as the thoughts of self-harming, those thoughts are overwhelming for many of you, okay, for most of you. So get help, okay? Maybe the therapists, the professionals have some programs where they can put you through and help you up a certain point. For us Buddhists, I'll help for those of you who are not as crazy as the lowest level, the worst level depression is the self-harming thing where you need help. You may need to strap your arms and go into insane asylum, whatever. Don't do anything to harm yourself. You can recover. That's my message to you. Okay? Just be patient. Get some help. They give you some medication temporarily, so that we have a chance to help you. In the long haul, depressed people who have depression, and if they keep on feeling depressed, they should get help from the professionals. And if you have such blessings, you come to us. Many of my disciples have depression. Many of them have severe depression. I even lost one who jumped off the parking structure, 7th floor, and kill himself. Okay, and because of that reason, I'm declare war on them. If you need help with depression, we can help you. Okay, because that's our world. We cultivate so that we can handle those invisible beings, whereas you cannot. Okay, so that's all. You need our help. You need help when you have depression. So it's a general rule. Okay, do not think. Again, I don't care how smart you are. I see doctors who are depressed. Many doctors I know are depressed. Many rich people are severely depressed. Many smart people I see, brilliant people, geniuses, are depressed. Actually, I know of a few genius people who are classified as genius. Their intellect is far, far superior. They're severely depressed. What are you going to do about that? Okay? And I am extreme bipolar myself. I have severe depression. And through meditation, I'm proud to tell you that it's no longer an issue for me, and I've been teaching a lot of people, training a lot of people to cope with their depression. Something like 90-95% of them succeeded in coping with their depression at all levels, course level to high level as well. So again, some of my disciples are pretty smart, pretty sharp. They're severely depressed. They need help. As a general rule of thumb, you have depression, get some help, because it's not going anywhere. Depression will last you for an entire lifetime and maybe more, many lifetimes. Okay? But you can get help. Now, I've seen people, my disciples and people, outsiders who got help, they got better, and they have a normal life. My final message is if you get help, it's possible for you to have a normal life. Okay? And if you you're serious about cultivation, you can beat depression. Let me put it that way for you. It's possible. It's through meditation, through training, you can do it. Wei Mount.
Master, do I have a manic ghost that's harassing me at work? Sometimes that I could feel it around me at work, but it's not. When I was at the temple all day and I was thinking differently. I wasn't thinking about manic things.
Yeah, it's possible. Just meditate more. It's not that bad for you, but it makes you do stupid things, unimpressive things, occasionally. Okay? Yeah, so you have to cultivate more. You have to sit longer. You have to take meditation more seriously. That's how you will beat it. I've seen people overcome their depression, and these people can lead a normal life. For example, recently I told a young lady I've known for a few years, 4 years or so. The first time I saw her at another temple, I was scared of her. I said, I'm not going to touch this woman, because if I touch her, she does something stupid, I'm going to be blamed for it. So I stayed away from her. But somehow she decided to come to temple, and then gradually she learned meditation, and she did a few good, right things. And now recently I told her, I'm very proud of you. I didn't say I'm very proud of you. I'm saying she could get married. Now you can have a normal life. You can make someone happy, because I see that you are happy. It's possible. Okay? If you're manic, same thing, same message. Meditate more. Plan your blessings. And you will be able to overcome your manic problem. YouTube.
There's a lot of questions.
Oh boy. Do we have enough time? Go.
From Addison, Brazil, I have questions about giving to the Sangha versus giving in general. Say I want and intend to give money, a meal, or a 4-line gatha to the Sangha. On the way to the temple, I see a homeless person or person in need and instead give it to them. Is this merit, virtue, or cultivation the same?
Not necessarily. It's up to your heart. Now, if you were to go to my temple and you say, I drive to the temple and it costs me for gas money $5. Okay? And then, but on the way you see a homeless person, he says, oh, I could save $5 and give $5 to a homeless person, okay, instead of giving it to me. I assure you, if that's your motivation, is no problem. You have blessings. Okay? It's the same as giving to me. Okay? If that's your heart. You say, Master YongHua, he has a temple already. This guy is homeless. Okay? Master YongHua doesn't need the money as much as this guy. So I give this money to this guy. Then you have as the same level of blessing you give it to me. Okay, I'm not talking about me. I don't know about the other monks and nuns. Each one of us has different policy, okay, and refund policy, and all those are different. From temple to temple, you can probably imagine. My point here is that if you want to practice giving, here's the Buddhist thing. When you give, you just give. You don't differentiate. If you are able to help others, help others. Okay, but see, in the spirit, helping others, but however, there are just like everything else. Giving is like investing in your future, so you have to invest wisely, if you will. Okay. I would invest in education. I would invest in real estate here in the United States. Real estate here is pretty good investment. Most of our land is owned by the Chinese already. Okay, I'm sorry. San Francisco, Chinese, Asian. So the point here is that you need to invest wisely. You invest wisely in maximizing the good in your investments, meaning the good when you give in philanthropy, you help homeless people, doctors who need your support to go heal people all over the world and so forth. That's a good thing to do, okay? But also, we also at the Sangha, we also are supposed to do a lot of good too, probably more good than the doctors. So sometimes it pays to give to us more than it pays to give to doctors, as a general rule, okay? Or pays more to give my money a triple jewel than to do philanthropy to support the arts, for example. Okay, there's comparatively speaking. Okay, the more blessing you get are from the more good that's generated from your donations. Okay, that's a general rule. However, for me personally, I'm taught that when I have a chance to give, I give. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about maximizing my blessings. I just give when I can. Next.
From Vicky, Master, when we have our relics exhibit at Dharma Treasury, I would like to invite a friend who helped me a lot when I was a grad student. He gave me courage to move out of my parents' house. Is it okay I invite him if he's well-to-do? I want to thank him by showing him the relics and not climb on conditions. Is that possible?
I suppose the climate condition requires a mind that climbs on the conditions. It doesn't mean that we should shy away from rich people and powerful people. We treat them like everyone else. That's perfectly okay. Okay? That's all. I wouldn't worry about. We discriminate against rich people and powerful people, and then we're not fair either. They also deserve a chance. Okay, so everyone is treated the same. We don't care who you are, unless you're Mr. Trump, then we extend the red carpet. He's a Democrat, right? Never mind. That's how much I know. Conk.
네, 한국어 유튜브에 백용님이 올리신 질문입니다. 안녕하세요. 가족이 신병, 빙의, possession 문제를 몇 년간 겪고 지금은 귀신과 한 몸이 되어서 살아가는데요. 이런 경우 어떻게 해결할 수 있을까요? 제가 어떻게 가족을 도와줄 수 있을까요?
My family is possessed by some ghost, and then they live together. In this case, how can I help my family?
Who's possessed by a ghost?
My family member is possessed by ghosts.
How do you know?
어떻게 알아요?
어떻게 알고?
I don't know. It's a question from YouTube, so we have to wait for the answer.
Okay, next question.
다음.
Next.
From Min, Master, is it normal to laugh hysterically when having a realization?
Laughing hysterically? Having realization? What kind of realization is that?
Next question from Diego. This question is from my wife. She asks, we all have demons inside of us. What happens to them when we die? Do they wait for us to come back? Do we leave them to our children?
It depends. I don't know. Usually, after you die, they have to find another house. Okay? For example, you go to the Pure Land. They can't go to the Pure Land with you. Next.
From Min, the realization, what I am experiencing through life is my doing.
My doom. Okay, you should be laughing about it. That's funny. So what? If you laugh hysterically or you cry, what's the big deal? You could laugh or you could cry. You say, oh my God, this is so funny. Or you could say, oh my God, this is so terrible. It's all the same. Don't worry about it. You laugh, you laugh. You cry, you cry. Don't worry. Next.
From Lanfang, Emitofuo, Master, thank you for sharing your depression history and sorry to hear the loss. Chan meditation is the most effective way I've tried to recognize my depression, face it, and recover faster. Not completely out of the woods yet, but can see the light in the end of the tunnel.
Oh, bless you, doctor. I Can I send you more of my disciples to get some help? Because this is the point. I know I'm joking, and please, I'm trying to make a point. The reason that I'm declaring war on the ghost of depression because of what they did to my half-disciple, okay? I'm very upset about it. I'm still very upset about it. I don't forgive easily. That's my weakness. But it's about, I found out that the people we help overcome the depression, they are actually in turn very good at helping others with the other people's depression. So actually it's a very wonderful, wonderful thing. Depression spreads, okay, via contact, via proximity, just like COVID, okay, similar to COVID. But depression spreads, and therefore it's very, very dangerous. However, in the same vein, those depressed people, if they receive training from us and they get better, they are excellent. Actually, they're excellent at helping others with the others' depression. So that's what we found out. So I'm teaching my own disciples on how to help people with depression, how to fight depression ghosts, how to overwhelm them, and how to protect people and so as well. Okay, I'll give you an example. In my temple has a baby girl who is severely depressed because the parents are severely depressed. And this week, actually, recently, a few days ago, she came to lunch, and because people were cooking a lot of stuff to feed me. Okay, and a lot of people showed up. Okay, and she showed up too with her mom. I look at her, and she's very morose. She doesn't smile. Walk around with, "Oh, I don't feel good. I don't feel good." So I look at her and say, "Oh, this is a happy day for me. So you don't come over here." And I put her on my knees, okay, on my laps. And then I said, let Master help you with make you feel better. Okay, within 2-3 minutes, the depression goes. Recognize she didn't want to fight me, so give her a break, and she became normal. Ran around, was laughing, was participating, reacting to people. So you see, we can help, and they understand that sometimes they need to yield to us. Okay, so depression. My point is depression can be helped. Okay, you need help, and with the help, the objective is not make you dependent on us, but the objective is to help you become stronger, more resilient, and you begin to be able to rise above your depression eventually. And a lot of people have been able to do that. So I declare war on the depression because of that bad thing that happened to me around 10 years ago. And I'm more and more determined to do that. I don't like you. Depression goes. I don't care who you are. You come to me, I will fight you to death if necessary. Okay? Jukong.
백용님이 답을 주셨는데요. 제 동생이 겪고 있는데 계속 귀신이 말을 한다고 합니다. 지금은 거부하기를 포기하고 함께 살아가고 있고요. 한국에는 이런 현상을 겪는 사람들이 많습니다. 조현병과는 다릅니다. 정신병원 치료도 몇 년간 받았지만 소용이 없어서 질문을 드립니다. 한국에서는 보통 무당을 찾아가서 구슬합니다.
My younger brother is experienced that kind of possessing by ghosts, and then now he gave up to resist, and then he lived together. And in Korea, there are many things happening like that. And we tried to get help from the mental hospital, but it was not useful. We didn't get any help. And then in Korea, we usually get help from some Korean traditional, some treater, some healer.
Yeah, it's not going to help.
Shaman?
They can't help much.
그것들은 도움이 많이 되지 않습니다.
Depression ghost is way too powerful for them. Okay, it takes special training before you're able to handle them. And I know even fourth-stage arhats in our world who are helpless against the depression. Okay, fourth-stage arhats are very special individuals in Buddhism. They're called sages, and they still can't handle. Most of them cannot handle the depression ghosts. That's how powerful they are, how good they are, the depression ghosts. Okay, just life. That's why I'm reminding you, get help from the Buddhist monks. Only the Buddhist monks who have some skills can handle it. Most people can't. Okay, so if you possess and so forth, then go to a temple. Go to the temples who cultivate. Okay, meaning especially the ones who are good cultivators. They can be much more help to you, but you need help. Okay, conk.
동생이 직접 수행을 하거나 할 수 있는 상황이 아니기 때문에 가족인 백룡님이 대신해서 할 수 있는 게 있는지 알고 싶습니다.
My younger brother cannot practice by himself, so can I do something for him?
Yeah, he needs blessings. People don't simply just cultivate cold turkey. You need a lot of blessings. Okay, he needs two things. Number one, some temporary relief so that he doesn't do stupid things. And number two, blessings in a long haul so that eventually he has enough to deal with the depression, with these issues. It's not an easy thing. You have to be careful. That's all. He was given good scolding by his mom. Okay, next.
Master, when that little girl that you helped on Sunday, when she goes back to home, to her house and stays with the parents again, is she gonna be affected by the depression?
No, she went back to her mother and she got depressed again about half an hour later. And that's fine. All I asked for is Master will make you feel good. And the Master didn't offer to solve the depression for her. At all. You see, when Master Hsuan, for those of you who plan to translate Master Hsuan, when he says double things, the second one is emphasis. So in Chinese, you see, when he says he didn't go hunt for the game meat, he didn't go hunt for game meat. So the second one there, the second he didn't go hunting for same meat is like it's more emphasis. You know, he didn't even go. That's what it means, because he felt it's important to put the emphasis. Okay, it's even with the scolding, he didn't even go. Okay, so that's why you can add something, and that's the meaning of that. The Vietnamese, when they translated this, and they asked me to help with the English translation. And what they did is they edited it, so they cut off the second one. Okay, that's editing. There's no need for that. And you need to understand the intention here is emphasis. So whatever you do to emphasize when you translate in Korean, however you want to do in Korean for emphasis, you can do that. In English, we say, he didn't go hunting at all, or whatever. Okay, so that's why. And that's a part of the translation skills you need to have. Because it makes a difference. You don't want to edit Master YongHua's edit out his emphasis. Okay, that's his style of teaching. That's very important. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to you, but it means something to me. You too.
From Lanfang, I'm happy to share my experience more with Dharma friends. Feel free to contact me. Thank you, Master.
Absolutely. That's what I'm hoping for. Eventually, we have a project where we need to share more our testimonials, our experiences, and so that more and more people can get some help. We cannot help everyone, but we should at least make it known to people, to all the world, that it's possible. You don't have to live in misery. Okay. You don't have to do stupid things to harm yourself. Your life is important. Your life is meaningful. You can be happy. A lot of people are happy. They can recover from depression. Okay, they can fight depression. They can beat depression. It's possible. There's hope. Okay, and there's plenty of people at different levels who are able to do that. Okay. Only because I feel strongly your life has meaning. Your life is for a very important purpose. Okay? And furthermore, once you are able to overcome your depression and have a normal life, you can make a difference to the world, to your family. And furthermore, you can do something in your life, and you can help others. You can give hope to others. Okay? It's possible. It happened to a lot of us, a lot of my disciples. You too. Thank you for your offer. So we need more testimonials. We need to have more like seminars, whatever, and allow people to bring up the things. And I don't know. We should talk more. I'm interested in this because it's so pervasive. I see too many depressed people. Okay. They don't have to live like that. I'm not afraid of those depression ghosts. Go ahead, you too.
From Alta D, Andres. Before coming to the temple 3 years ago, I would get depressed often. I had mood swings and I was not emotionally resilient. Now I am glad when I get afflicted because it shows my weak spots and I have tools to help me overcome it. I am not perfect, but I am much better than before. Thank you, Master, the Sangha, and all my Dharma brothers and sisters.
Thank you for sharing with us. That's a message we're trying to send to the world. There's hope. There is something you can do. And we hope to be able to help you when possible. Okay. There's one more option for you, when you should seek professional help. If you don't feel that it's not enough, then you could try us as well, or try both. It's up to you. But we need to make it available. We need to spread the word so that people have some hope. You too.
From Addison, Brazil, does the Sharangama mantra protect us from the depression ghost? Also, I listened to Master speak about how burning a sutra is terrible. I burned the pieces of paper with typos or errors I made when trying to transcribe the Sharangama mantra. Is there anything I can do, for example, bow to a Buddha image or recitations as a mean of repentance?
Yeah, you can bow, you can do the great compassion, repentance, and so forth. Okay, you should repent on that. But we will. You shouldn't have to worry about it. Now, as far as reciting a strong mantra, again, does it help against the depression growth at your level? No. Next question. You need help, seriously. Even for, I just told you, even fourth stage arhat, whose level kung fu is pretty high compared to most of you, they still are helpless against depression ghosts. That's how powerful these depression ghosts are. So get help, okay? Either professionals, us, or both, whatever. You need help. Don't assume you can handle it. Many of my enlightened disciples still need help. But it's okay. I let them be harassed so that I can train them quicker. Okay, time is almost up. We have 9 more minutes. Any more questions, comments? I think you have a lot of people who have such good recovery stories and give a lot of people hope. Okay. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. So since I've been doing this, I think my depression's a little better. 2 things.
Yes, it is better.
Thank you. So my son, he's happier when he's with me.
Yes.
And other people too are happier when they're with me.
Yes.
2 things.
Definitely.
Am I in trouble with the depression ghost if that happens?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Meaning you over that level of depression goes, so they can't oppress you anymore, but you still have work to do.
So even if the people around me is happier from their depression goes, I'm not in trouble with their depression goes, right?
Yes and no. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So the second question is, it seems like I can control my manic, the end side of it, but for some reason, I cannot control the beginning part of it. Like it comes up and I can't catch it fast enough to stop it. But once it's there, I can stop it right away. Is there a way to stop it altogether?
No. It's a lifelong condition. You need to learn to improve your skills and you become more and more manageable. The objective for all of you is to increase your skills, to improve, so that your samadhi is stronger, meaning you can resist, you become more resistant to their attacks. Number 2, not only are you resistant to their attack, I mean you can handle them better, you also are faster at recognizing their attacks. Okay? And you go to the next level, it gets better, it gets faster, and your resistance is also multiplied. It's far stronger. That's why it's real that when you improve, you'll be able to handle the depression, bipolar disorders and mental disorders and so forth. It's hard work. It's not supposed to be easy. No one's going to do it for you unless you're willing to be drugged up and become a vegetable. Okay? You have to work for it. That's our conditions. Okay, and once you understand, when you have more wisdom, I explain to you why. Why it has to be that way. Okay, anyone else? Okay, go ahead and no. Okay, let's continue for 5 more minutes.
过了几天，用那锅来烧这个油，把这油烧滚了， 把这个手烫破了几个地方。
A few days later, he heated some oil in a pot. He boiled the oil and accidentally burned his hand with this oil. He was burned in a few places.
The wok is more like a wok, right? The Chinese cook in woks.
Yeah.
They don't do pots. But anyway, it's close enough. Continue.
Ah, 这个时候他才14，所以就跑到他妈妈那里。
He was in extreme pain. At that time, he was only 14 years old. He ran to his mom and said,
妈妈，我现在呀，痛得不得了啊！请你呀，快一点，替我把这个痛啊受一受。
Mom, now I'm in a lot of pain. Please hurry up and take this pain in my place.
No. No, take this pain in my place. That's not how we say it in English. We say it in English like that. You know, the Americans say, what did you say again? What do you want? Okay. But then again, most of you are not, except for our white hope, not Americans. Hey, Mr. White Hope, what would you say in America? So that we can ask for help properly from white people? Xinche, go ahead. How do you say it?
I'm not sure on this one. Please take this pain for me.
Take this pain for me? Take a pain in my place? Take this pain for me?
I'm not sure, actually.
Okay. Right now, I am in great pain, not in a lot of pain. I'm in great pain. Quick! Could you take it away from me?
He's actually, in Chinese, is saying, 替我把这个痛受一受, more to suffer it in my place.
Yeah. Well, that's the next
rather
one
than
I will
taking
explain.
it away.
Yeah, well, take the pain away, or substitute for me in receiving this pain. But that's too Chinese. Okay, and then later when he says, he would argue with mom and say, hey, the mom says, you silly kid, you silly boy, how can I possibly take it away from you? Okay, yeah. I can't substitute, myself to receive the pain for you. Okay, I will explain it eventually. But that's my American style of talking. The Chinese is different. The Chinese, substitute for me, receive this pain, substitute yourself as me to receive this pain. But that's too Chinese. We Americans don't talk like that. Just take the pain away from me. And then mom says, I can't substitute you. For me to take a pain from you, I have to substitute for you and receive the pain on your behalf. See? Now we explain the Chinese Dharma behind it later. Understand? Because it's too wordy. When you're there, you say, hey, mom, quick, take it away. Make the pain go away. That's all you care about. You cannot say, can you substitute for me and make my pain go away? Please, please, please. I mean, we Americans don't talk like that, especially when you're a kid. Just make it go away. You understand? I understand your Chinese is not quite accurate, but quite complete. But that's how I would tell the story. If you tell in the Chinese way, say the Americans, really, you Chinese would talk like that when you're in great pain? They say, I don't believe you Chinese people. You understand? So this is when you have to give yourself some little leeway to make the story more palatable to the white people, if you will. And that's why Master Xianjie said, but this is not accurate. Who cares what accurate? He's telling a story. The Dharma will be explained later. Wei Meng.
Master, I was thinking that American children run to their mothers and say, Mommy, kiss it and make it better.
He's a 14-year-old. Come on, Mary Jo. You don't do that, a 14-year-old. Say, Mom, don't touch me. Lower, younger boys, yes, I can see that. Kiss it and make it go away because mommy used to do that. Where does it hurt? Let mommy kiss it and make it go away. Okay? But because mommy did it too often, when they grew up to be 14-year-olds, say, Mom, don't touch it, you hear? After all these years, I'm going to tell you the truth. I never believe you. Okay, so anyway, and so again, this is when the cultural differences, we need to add a little bit more to be more flexible in that sense. For Master YongHua, for the Chinese, the Asian, makes sense. Yeah, I will on your behalf receive the pain or be painful in your experience, pain in your behalf. But that's not how we Americans think. And that's how we Americans talk. Make sense? So we have to insert the teaching a little bit later. Okay? To make it more palatable. Can you imagine a boy? Can you substitute mom for me? Two Chinese. Okay, time is up. Sorry, we have to continue on this thing here a little bit later about how the Americans talk. But you'll find, you Asians understand what Master YongHua is talking about. Okay, so I'm proposing a different style of translation to incorporate the difference in the culture. Okay, you can do both. You can do it like this, where the Chinese say, "Oh, this is how we Chinese talk." And the Americans giggle, say, "Oh, you Chinese too wordy." And you're in great pain. You can find the words to be literary and to be so elegant. Are you really serious? Are you for real? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Good night. Goodbye.